Hi guys, just doing a review for the final episode or episodes of Stranger Things. I guess episode 8 and 9 since I've already reviewed episode 1 to 7 on my review channel, which I think I'm uploading this on my review channel anyway. So yeah, man, what a way how the show went out. It's just the only problem I have with the final episode is that it kind of ends where something could happen in the future. Like we could get another season or a movie where I thought it was gonna be like a definitive ending for the show, but they've kind of left it open with how they ended it. I'm kind of happy that majority of the stuff get wrapped up with the storylines that are going on, and with the last episode, they kind of like had everything like happening at the same time with each characters. Like it just kept transitioning, but it was kind of a bit silly with how some of it goes, where something's happening and something bad would happen that whole time, but like it's like many minutes later you'd see what happens. It was kind of a bit that part was kind of a bit off, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I am going to be talking about spoilers because it is the final episodes. Yeah, so probably best you watch the final episodes first before you watch this video. Yeah. So I guess I'll just start with the Papa episode and then the last episode. Yeah, because this one kind of mainly focuses on 11 and Papa. With how their relationship has been for the whole show, and how basically Eleven has been throughout the whole show, from her evolution, from how things started and where she is now, and how she's trying to see if like, is this all because of Papa, or is it all because of what one wanted to do? But I guess by the end she kind of decides that I guess Papa was the monster and not number one or her, because there was one time where I was thinking like she must think that she's a monster herself, and the way how they kind of start the season, they kind of made it look like she was the monster the whole time with the things, like with just the first scene, it made it look like 11 killed like all the kids, like all of her brothers and sisters, but it was actually number one, which they revealed that in the previous episodes. Yeah, that was crazy with the way how they did it and everything, and how 11 just banishes him, and we kind of get to see what happened with him like afterwards when he got banished. I just call it banished for some reason. Basically, she sent him to his death, but he survived, and just all the things that happened afterwards, which I'll get to because it kind of explains the whole story of the whole show in a way, with all these threats. Like they kind of reveal something about all these threats that Eleven's been facing throughout the whole show. Season 1, 2, and 3, 4, like the current threat. Yeah, which I'll get to that in the last episode. But yeah, they're just mainly focused on Papa and how he's trying to still keep 11 hostage, so she's at full power. And oh man, I'm talking about spoilers, so when you get to the final episode and you see how things end and what Papa was trying to do, he was kind of right and kind of wrong at the same time with what he was doing with 11, keeping her hostage when their goal was just to make her stronger and get her powers back. I think they just mainly got her powers back. They didn't make her strong enough to actually kill Vecna, but to actually be able to fight him at all. That's kind of what they accomplished. And Papa, he wanted more. He wanted to actually, make sure that 11 can kill Vecna. So he tried to keep her hostage while the other doctor, he wanted her to, be let go. He didn't want her to be forced to stay there. But then the military guys come, and then let's just say things don't end well. Luckily, the others, Will and them, the pizza guy, just everyone who's on the pizza mobile, they come to help 11 when things start to get a bit bad, and 11 needs to escape. Papa at least does the right thing and helps her escape, but he kind of gets shot down by a sniper who's working with like the general, because they're like in a helicopter, and their goal is to kill 11 because they think 11's the main threat. And man, if they killed 11 in that moment, everyone would be dead. If that happens in episode 9, because Jesus, my God, I can't talk about that episode. Jesus Christ. And we kind of get to see like the last moments with Papa and 11 before. Well, first she kind of has to take down the helicopter, and then afterwards, after she's done slamming it down to the ground, she kind of has her final moments with Papa before she leaves him. Yeah, saying that all he wanted for her was the best. But the way how you tortured her this whole time and everything, I don't really blame 11 for just leaving you. And you tried to say that this is all out of love. So yeah, he just dies alone basically, and she leaves with Will and them. and their plan is to, try to help the others because right now, I guess Hopper's trying to escape, but the pilot tried to betray him before, so they need to get some other ride, which I guess to find his helicopter. Which how is that going to get him back the whole way? A helicopter, not a plane. Yeah, but I guess they have to do some tinkering to make it actually be possible to get home in time. But things kind of changed going into episode 9, so yeah, the last episode. So yeah. As for the others, like Nancy and them, Steve, Robin, Eddie, Dustin, just they're trying to make a plan to actually infiltrate the main place because basically they have like a defense. Well, Vecna has a defense that stops them from being able to fully get in. So that's where they have to like get another team where there's like Lucas, Erica, his sister, and Max, who will be the ones to like help Max get inside again, like how she was before. But she nearly died last time, so her being brave enough to go back and face Vecna, damn, gotta respect her. But mind the way how things go. If you've seen the episode, man, I'm still surprised how they ended it, because they left it where I guess you're happy enough with the ending, and also it's not fully, a happy ending, which I'll get to. And they've kind of left it open for where there'll be like a movie or another season in the future. But they might be a bit older at that point. But I guess we'll see what they do. Yeah. But yeah, basically Max wants to go back in so she can, basically distract Vecna while they're trying to get inside. But that still won't be enough to fully take down the defenses. I mean, it'll take down Vecna's defenses to, because he's basically trying to find someone to be the final sacrifice. So he'll be able to basically end the world and create something that he wants to create with, millions dying. And it won't just be Hawkins, he could eventually take over the whole world. So yeah, because basically the gateway is in Hawkins, and when that breaks, everyone's screwed basically. Oh yeah, also those popular kids are still trying to find out who's actually behind this because they're looking for Eddie. But they eventually end up in the place where, Lucas, Max, and Erica, while they're trying to do their plan, which they set up in like the penultimate episode with them going to that house, yeah, and Max getting ready. Which, man, I can't believe she's facing that again, because she kind of fully faces her demons in the last episode anyway. With how she's actually been feeling since the ending of season 3, with her brother Billy dying, yeah. And how she's basically felt guilty about what happened, because this whole time she felt like, was Billy worth saving? And she kind of decided to not try to save him. What she was trying to say when she's trying to talk to Vecna and make Vecna go after her to be the final victim. Yeah. And how basically she's trying to say that she let Billy die, her brother, and she's kind of felt guilty this whole time where she wants something bad to happen to her, so she kind of feels like, I don't know, it's right. And it's really messed up the way how she says it anyway. Yeah. And then you kind of see, Lucas saying that you're just a bad person and just wanting to let your brother die and all that. But, we all know that's Vecna talking. Yeah. And then that's when you know that it's all starting. She's back. Oh, God. In hell. Yeah. But luckily, they're gonna get 11 to help, Max. Because I guess their plan is to find some water and some salt. Luckily, the pizza guy can, help him with that because he knows a place where they can do that. So Will and everyone are there to help him. Will, Mike. Like, because Mike says that, well, Will says that Mike is basically the heart of the group, so he's going to be the one to stir, 11 in the right direction if things go wrong. Yeah. But you could say that Will's kind of like the voice of reason to help motivate the characters, because he does help out a lot of characters. And I kind of like how we get to see him and his brother, talk, because we haven't really seen that for a bit. And they have like a nice moment together. Yeah. And I'm basically talking about the last episode now. Yeah. And then, like I said, Max is kind of with Vecna again, trying to face him, but they're trying to get 11 inside of Max's head so she can help Max fight against Vecna before, Vecna gets to her, and if she dies, the world ends, basically. As for the others, they're trying to get past the traps, but, Robin, Steve, and Nancy end up getting trapped and getting strangled. And I'm just thinking, like, damn, how are they going to get out of that one? They're screwed. Yeah. And then as for Hopper, he has to go back into the prison to basically find a way to help the others, because I guess what's happening in the prison is kind of affecting the outcome of what's going to happen with the main characters who are fighting against Vecna. So if they actually kill, that monster who is getting stronger, that could maybe weaken Vecna somehow, since everything's connected to Vecna. And if they take care of that threat, that'll kind of weaken him, which that's what Hopper's, plans to do. But man, that thing is super strong. That's like the strongest demigod I've ever seen, man. Even when they get to a point where they use a flamethrower to try and kill it, it's still alive. But Hopper, basically fights it with a sword afterwards and slays it. The Russian guy is trying to motivate the other Russian guy who betrayed him to do the right thing, because he used to be a hero. But he motivates him to do the right thing by the end, because this thing's going to eventually go to Russia and take them down. So, yeah, he kind of helps him out in the end as well. It was nice to see Joyce and Hopper have a moment together again, yeah. Catching up with each other, and Joyce being worried that, she could lose Hopper just like how she lost her other boyfriend in season 2. And, when she sees the demigod, and it just all comes flashing back. But, she does, Hopper basically beats it, and, everything just works out there. And they're able to get home. As for the main characters, though, damn, things get pretty bad. Because basically Eddie and Dustin, they're supposed to be like the distraction, so there's not too much pressure on, Nancy's team, even though they kind of get trapped anyway. Because they're basically supposed to be like a decoy, and then they're supposed to run back afterwards. But then Eddie, he kind of decides to stay and makes Dustin go back and tries to face, a lot of the heat that would have been on Nancy's team to them, because, man, I feel like Nancy and all them would have been dead if it wasn't for Eddie, because he kind of gets the whole swarm after him. He fights off enough of them, but they eventually kind of catch up to him and kill him, man. And it's like a sad death when Dustin finds him. Yeah. Eddie went our hero, man. Yeah. It's sad that he dies, though. Especially with the last moment where... One of the last moments of the show where you see, Dustin talking to his dad and all that. Yeah. That's some sad stuff. As for our main characters, they're able to get free once... 11's kind of fighting Vecna, and they kind of reunite. Because Vecna hasn't seen 11 in the flesh anyway since before season 1, when 11 cast him out and basically sentenced him to his death. But we kind of get revealed that he actually survived, and he ended up in the upside down world and just saw something that made him want the power that he's always wanted, because he hasn't wanted to be human. He wanted to be like the ultimate predator or something, and he kind of got that power from 11 in a way, because this whole time he's actually been watching 11, and all these threats that we've seen for the whole show, that was basically all because of Vecna, and in a way it's all because of 11. So in a way she's kind of been helping him this whole time, with 11 kind of putting him in the upside down world, and then him gaining all that power, yeah, from 11's actions, even though she's kind of been holding back a lot of the evil that could have consumed the world the whole time. But he's kind of been getting stronger this whole time as well, so, yeah. He kind of reveals all that to her. And he eventually, kind of defeats 11, and then is nearly about to kill Max. Even get to the moment where, man, we see, Max's body starting to break apart, man. Just like the others. Man, I was thinking, damn, is she gonna die right now? Oh my god. But when it gets to the point where it kind of stops, I'm just like, man, even if she's not dead, she's probably disabled now. And when we get to the scene where, Lucas is fighting, one of the popular kids who, also get to Erica, because she's, part of the plan as well, for the signals, for the team to know about each phase of the plan. Because that kind of goes a bit wrong when the bullies, not the bullies, but the popular kids come, and they don't even know what's going on this whole time. like, you know, the main one who was trying to lead like a army of people to go against this threat. Like, that doesn't even work out anyway, but he kind of tries to, you know, do things in his own hands, and then he killing Lucas with a gun. But, you know, Lucas fights him off because he's just not listening to Lucas with what he's saying. Like, Eddie wasn't the threat the whole time. He hasn't got some call. It was actually some other thing, but he wasn't listening, and yeah, Lucas had to knock him out. But then he sees like his girlfriend going up in the air, and her limbs are actually breaking. But luckily, it kind of stops because 11 gets to him just in time because of Will's motivation for Mike to talk to 11 when things get really bad, saying that you're my superhero and stuff. So that kind of gives her the strength to fight against Vecna just in time before Max dies. But well, that's what we think because Max actually does die. But she kind of has some kind of power to bring her back, even though like it's been like a minute since she died, and you're basically officially dead when it's been like a minute, right? But somehow she brings her back, but not fully back because she's in a coma. Because even in that moment when she died, like the world was actually breaking up. I was like, oh my god, has Vecna won? Has Vecna actually won? Because we do see Vecna getting killed by the main team. Because Nancy and them get free, then they go and take on Vecna at his weakest point, and then Vecna's trying to wake up and fight against him, but it seems like he's defeated from Nancy's final blow, which that's crazy to see because it kind of mirrors like what was happening in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, where it seems like Nancy's about to defeat Freddy Krueger, but she dies, but it's kind of the other way around. But Vecna is kind of still alive though, because that's what we find out from Will near the end, that he's actually still there, but he's just weakened, and someday he could come back. Yep. So by the end, they don't even kill Vecna, they just get rid of him, and he could eventually come back. But he also kind of wins, because he basically destroys most of Hawkins to make it like an earthquake. Yeah. So anyway, he kind of still wins, but he doesn't at the same time. Like his plans just kind of being delayed. But man, I was kind of surprised that most of his plan actually worked out. It just didn't fully open, but probably open enough where maybe some of the threats that they've been fighting this whole time could come out and attack the rest of the people that are still in the city, because a lot of people leave by the end. Yeah. But hopefully they'll be ready next time, because 11 kind of feels like she wasn't ready, and Papa was kind of right this whole time. But if she didn't go in the first place, her friends would all be dead. Like Max would be dead fully anyway, because she's in a coma right now, and Lucas just by her side and stuff. And it's cool when everyone gets to finally reunite with each other, especially Hopper and 11. Yeah, that was a nice moment. But yeah, basically, Vecna's still out there, and he could strike any time. And the way how they leave it with the final scene, where 11 and them kind of see, like it's snowing, but then when you kind of see like the normal world, but then you kind of see like the upside down kind of basically emerging with the real world, the normal world, which is just crazy. And that's basically how they end it. Yeah, it's crazy. So possibly there could be like because you kind of get the sense from Will that what's going on, and then that's when they went outside. But yeah, they've kind of ended it where there could be like a movie or another season in the future. Maybe do it like It Chapter 2, where they're all grown up, like they're basically adults in their 30s or 40s, and they're fighting Vecna then. But I don't know if they'll do something like that, but maybe 10 years, 5 or 10 years later, we could get like a movie or TV show. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I was mostly satisfied with the ending. It's just that, they've kind of left it open. So yeah, that's how they basically end it. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy the ending? Was it satisfying for you? I guess I'd rate like a 9.7 out of 10. It's just, ending it where it's obvious that there's going to be more stuff happening in the future. But mostly satisfying, but yeah. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.